Well, last week when I gave you guys my schedule, I didn't lie. I was going to review Impact Wrestling as well as many other wrestling promotions and their events. Uh, just to give you a kind of overall rundown of what to expect on this channel this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you guys the New Japan Wrestling Super Show that they're providing here in the United States in San Jose, California. The event starts at 10 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to really catch it. I've been watching a lot of wrestling. I'm pretty much tired out with wrestling. I may save that for another date. But I'm definitely going to provide you guys the Full Gear AEW pay-per-view event results and my review on that, my opinions and how I felt how the show went down, at least by tomorrow. Tonight, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch it, but I will definitely watch it tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out for that review for AEW Full Gear, and I will definitely upload that this weekend. More than likely, I will not pass up on that. Definitely, that is a big pay-per-view this weekend. The rest of the shows, Impact also has their own specialized Impact Plus event that's going on that I'll be able to view at some point. But I'm really not going to get around to that this weekend. I'm going to try to spend some time with the family and pretty much go ahead and have a life outside of wrestling because I'm really wrestled out here. Outside of Full Gear, that's all I'm going to be doing. And at that point, it's pretty much a free-for-all type of thing. I may or may not upload any other videos after Full Gear. So if you don't see that, that's the reason why. But here we go. Impact Wrestling for November 5th, 2019 review. This video is going to be very short, straight to the point. It was a complete bore fest. This was not what you call a entertaining, fun show to watch. Outside of Sami Callihan walking around and doing his stick with celebrating about winning the Impact World title last week, this really wasn't a good show. I think it was absolutely boring, to be honest with you guys. There was nothing here that stood out to me. There was a line by Sami Callihan that was very funny, the new world champion in Impact Wrestling. He states that we're here drinking beer like men, not the little bit of the bubbly like a bunch of bitches. Referring to Chris Jericho and the AEW brand. I thought that was kind of cool that they took a shot at AEW in that open segment to kickstart the show. I thought that was very entertaining and very funny comment that came from Sami Callihan. That's how the segment opens up. And then we head into Moose versus Willie Mack. This matchup really wasn't all that entertaining whatsoever. Moose picks up the spear, no jackhammer needed for the win, and that was pretty much it. That match was a complete bore fest. Absolutely fucking boring at its finest. Alexa Nicole prepares for Alicia for her date with Ace Austin, and Alicia overhears Ace telling Reno Scum that he used Alicia to get inside Eddie Edwards' head, which then leads to a segment later on in the show where she pretends that she's taken him to a hotel room and fucking Ace Austin's ass off, but you later on find out that that's not the case, which I'll get into as we move along. There's mention that Hard to Kill comes to Dallas, Texas on January 12th of 2020, which should be a very decent show. I mean, despite the fact this episode absolutely sucked, I don't think it was a bad... I don't think this is going to be a bad pay-per-view coming up. And so we also get Knockouts champion Taya Valkyrie, Madison Rayne, and Kia Hogan arguing after losing their six-woman knockouts tag team match last week. Taya is confronted by Jordynne Grace, who reminds her that she pinned the champ and is owed a title shot opportunity. We then get Michael Elgin and Fallah Bahh. Michael Elgin picks up a obvious victory here with a crossface tap out by Fallah Bahh, making him seem less important. They hyped him up going into this matchup when he was walking down the ramp, and then they make Fallah Bahh tap out anyway. So that was really stupid and a waste of the announcer's time trying to hype him up and make him seem very important. So nothing big there. Backstage, Alicia tells Ace they should skip dinner and head right to the hotel room. So there you go. They're just mentioning that beforehand, so yeah. Sami Callihan's championship celebration continues as they run into Tommy Dreamer backstage. So pretty much in this segment, OVE had no respect for Tommy Dreamer or anyone else for that matter. They pretty much just shit all over him. The reigning tag team champions, the North, they lay out a challenge for Marufuji to find a tag team partner and face them for the tag team titles next week. How this is to be, I have no idea outside of the loss that Josh Alexander received from fucking Marufuji. That's the only thing I can think of, but to be quite frank with you, why would they want to put their titles on the line here? This just seems a little stupid. Later on, you find out that it's Eddie Edwards who he decides to have as his tag team partner out of fucking nowhere. No real explanation of why that came about, why he decided to have Eddie Edwards as his tag team partner, so that was pretty bizarre. Also, as a side note, Eddie Edwards won the Battle Royal / Royal Rumble type gimmick matchup that they had to open up the show on Bound for Glory, and he has an opportunity to challenge any champion that he wants. I don't think that opportunity is being used for a tag team title opportunity. I think that's because Marufuji asking him to join forces with him, but they never use a segment to even open that up with, so whatever. I think that sooner or later we're going to see Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards clash once again. They had a great confrontation with each other before. They had several months last year where they had a non-stop beatdown going at each other and just tearing each other apart. So that was really good stuff back last year. So I really think that they will revisit that idea again. We then have Joey Ryan, one of the worst wrestlers I think in wrestling period right now in the wrestling industry. I think he's by far the worst wrestler I've ever seen. He's got by far the weakest fucking gimmick and is absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention, he would be great for WWE. He really would. His gimmick is 100% pure bullshit. He belongs in a carnival. He's a fucking waste. And he faces Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock, my God, man, you're almost 50 years old. You look like you were built out of stone. And you are facing a numbskull like this guy. Really? Do we really have to see a match like this? This was a disgrace and total disrespect to Ken Shamrock to have him involved in a matchup like this. This was a fucking joke. Shamrock, though, does win with the ankle lock and makes him tap out immediately, and that was the end of that match. The whole thing was just a gimmick, retarded-looking situation. I thought was disgusting. We then have Sami Callihan celebrating Backstage once again with another segment. Jake Chris mocks Daga in the locker room, and they're confronted by Rich Swann and Daga himself. Swann de-escalates the situation, knowing the trouble that OVE can bring. And that was pretty much all that was. Earlier on in the show, when I talked about Jordynne Grace asking for a rematch, Taya Valkyrie said that I'm going to have a match with Madison Rayne instead. And Madison Rayne wanted a women's championship match with her. She gets a match with her, but only gets a non-title match. Taya builds momentum with a running drop kick. Bravo trips up Madison from the outside, allowing Taya to regain control later on in the match. Pretty much at the end of the day, Bravo breaks up the pinfall attempt by throwing a dog in the middle of a ring, meaning a fucking stuffed dog, people. We didn't see an actual animal get thrown in the fucking ring. Let's get a little real with ourselves. That would get some legal issues on Impact Wrestling if they did something like that. That would be fucking sick. I don't think people will be watching Impact Wrestling anymore if that really happened. Especially when you're abusing an animal on national television. But anyway, she throws Eddie Bravo, who is a former referee turned manager, throws a fucking dog in the middle of the ring to break up the pinfall and distract Madison Rayne, ultimately making her lose to Taya Valkyrie with the road to Valhalla to win the match. What a fucking waste of time that was. That was a load of bullshit. Then after the match, Jordynne Grace confronts Taya on the ramp, and Jordynne takes out Bravo with Taya retreating. And that was pretty much that. As you guys can tell, this show was a complete bore fest and 100% garbage. 100% garbosia. It really was crap. We then have Rosemary backstage with Su Yung, now named Susie. Rosemary doesn't believe that Susie has no recollection of her past self. Susie runs into Havoc, and the very person who attempted to kill her just a few months ago says, "Hi, my name is Susie. What's your name?" And Havoc is like standing there going, "What the fuck is this?" As I was as well. Like, what in the hell is this garbage? This was WWE in a low budget format. Let's just put it that way. This was not Impact Wrestling I've been seeing for the last couple of months. Impact Wrestling has been pretty okay. It's been better than Monday Night Raw. This episode was by far the worst episode I have seen in years by Impact Wrestling. If there's one thing you want to avoid, if you have Impact Plus and you watch these shows on their Impact Plus app, do not watch this episode. You are wasting your time. This was garbage beyond garbage. This made Monday Night Raw look good. And that's saying a lot. And not in a good way. We have this guy, Pupanda Singh, face Petey Williams in a matchup that was god-awful. This match was pointless. Petey Williams wins this match, thank God, with a sharpshooter. And makes him tap out. And then after the match, this guy Singh, who's now part of the Dizzy Hit Squad, well, apparently he's not anymore because he lost. They have this crippled handicap referee who really doesn't have any legs. His legs are deformed, so he's kind of awkward. Not discriminating against him. So guys, don't take what I said the wrong way. I maybe should have thought that through when I said that. I'm sorry about that. But all I'm saying here is that this referee Cameron is a handicapped person with very short legs. He doesn't. The rest of his body is normal, but his legs are messed up. He doesn't really have any legs to begin with. And he's kind of using his arms to move around the ring. And he goes ahead and he's put in this situation after the match is over. And he attacks Cameron, the referee, but Petey Williams makes a save. And Cameron then hits a 619, followed by a 450 splash, and celebrates with the crowd. Now, granted, that was pretty fucking cool seeing a handicapped kid have a opportunity to shine in such a great moment like that. I thought that was awesome. He looked like a version of Rey Mysterio in this situation. So, I really didn't have any problems with this. It just, to me, highlighting a referee who's handicapped seems a little bit awkward. Now, if he was a wrestler instead of a referee, I think that would have been a little bit different. I would be saying differently. It has nothing to do with his handicap. It has to do with the fact that he's a fucking referee, for God's sakes. So, I think that's a little awkward out of the blue that some random referee is highlighted as a major star on this company or given some special moment in this show. So, that was a bit weird to me. We then have Ace Austin arrive to Alicia's hotel room for the Bangorama, and Alicia makes him put on a blindfold, but it turns out to be a setup. Eddie Edwards attacks Ace, and even Alicia gets a shot in with a kendo stick, which I thought was hilarious. After Ace is sent retreating, while Alicia and Eddie show their love for each other on the hallway floor. This was downright fucking retarded. I have never seen anything so ridiculous. But my god, it was bizarre, especially when he's trying to find the kendo stick while he's making out with his wife. And saying, "Oh, I love you, Alicia, and I love Kenny." Wow, what some fucking weirded out crap that was. Anywho, we go to Sami Callihan continuing with another celebration in the back. He has an interruption with an altercation with Petey Williams and Johnny Swagger. Johnny Swagger hasn't done jack shit since he's been on in this company and been advertised or shown in segments on this fucking show. So, in the ring, it's time for the celebration to officially be the thing that closes out the show, ultimately coming to a fucking 4-on-4 tag team Extreme Rules match, which really didn't have a whole lot of entertainment involved, and on top of it, it really didn't bring out anything here except Sami Callihan eating a loss after he just won the World Championship. Now, how fucking pathetic and retarded can you get? To me, that seems dumb as hell to make your world champion, who just recently won the title, lose on his first night as world champion on television. So, Tessa Blanchard, Daga, Tommy Dreamer, and Rich Swann faced off the entire faction of OVE with Sami Callihan, Jake Chris, Dave Chris, and Madman Fulton. And that was pretty much the end of the show. Folks, this was the biggest load of garbage I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. This was a complete bore fest from beginning to end, outside of OVE's comment by Sami Callihan about men drink beer and pussies or bitches drink fucking the bubbly. That was pretty much all there was to watch on this show. The rest of the show is garbage. There was nothing entertaining. It was just a complete and utter crying shame of a show. I did not like this show whatsoever. I literally was falling asleep watching this show. I finally woke up, had some potato salad, some soda and whatnot, and that kind of woke me up and woke me out of my my coma. But overall, 2 thumbs down. Very crappy show. I did not like this, and I don't recommend anyone watching this show if they haven't watched this episode yet. Skip November 5th, 2019 episode of Impact Wrestling because you're not missing anything. Anyway, guys, leave your comment down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great night, guys, and enjoy the rest of the weekend, by the way. I will definitely, as I mentioned, have Full Gear uploaded and ready to go Sunday morning or around Sunday afternoon, so keep an eye out for that. And I thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend again, and have a great night as well.